Ryan Edwards, interesting to see him back in the Perth lineup today. He'll be back at Reading next season. The name Edwards will resonate long after this season is finished with regards to the Glory. So away we go, and alongside me today, Perth's record appearance holder with 256 games in the purple of the Glory, Jamie Harnwell. Jamie, more denials this week of problems out west. No infighting, no dissent, no problems. Are you buying it?
Not completely. I don't think anyone can be looking at the squad and saying that it's been a well-oiled machine so far this season. When you're having good results, these sort of things that do occur, they tend to go away. When you're not getting the results, when you're down the bottom of the league, that's when these things are exacerbated and problems start getting bigger and bigger, and media interest increases and fan unrest increases as well. So Perth Glory really need to make a statement today. We've been saying that for a couple of weeks now, but today what an ideal chance for them to do that against a Wanderers side that's had a pretty tough and hectic schedule in recent weeks, and they're in badly need of a victory as well.
Yeah, they're a little bit out of sorts domestically. Western Sydney, no win in the last 3. And of course, the Mariners' success earlier on today against Melbourne Heart has temporarily at least knocked them down into 4th spot. So plenty of incentive for both teams. Surface is reasonably good, although there are 1 or 2 bare patches. Of course, we're in that crossover part of the year with the other codes. Jacob Burns with the early sliding tackle on Mark Bridge, which earns a throw-in for his team. And this is Michael Thwaite. Gets it back off Rostin Griffiths. And of course, Jamie, more news out of Perth this week that Daniel De Silva is potentially on his way overseas to Italy.
Yeah, it's a move that's been bubbling along for over a year now. A lot of interest shown in him from overseas clubs, some big clubs in Europe. The word is that he'll be loaned back to the club for another season after this to hopefully gain some more experience. He hasn't seen a lot of game time recently under Kenny Lowe. He's certainly a fantastic talent and will develop into a very good player.
Brendan Santalab leading with the elbow, which just clocked Michael Thwaite on the bonce. Brendan Santalab very much in the news for off-the-field reasons. Well, the reasons were on the field initially, of course, but now has to face that FA disciplinary hearing with regards to what happened in the Sydney derby a couple of weeks ago. Jack Clisby stretching but unable to reel the ball in for Perth. Clisby continuing in that left fullback role, but good news that Scott Jamieson is returned to training. Doubt he'll feature again this season, of course, Jamie, but should be ready for next year.
That's a huge blow for him. He's in good form early in the season. Huge blow for him and the team.
Searching ball from Topple Stanley, but it's just bounced out of the reach of Bridge.
Was being considered an outside chance with his form for a recall into the Socceroos. Jack Clisby's got a great opportunity, and one thing Kenny Lowe has been talking about all the time he's been involved, how these young players will gain from the experience.
He's one of those young players. Jamie McLaren involved in a wrestling match with Shannon Cole, and Cole is adjudged to be the perpetrator of the foul and gets a yellow card for his troubles as well.
A searching long ball out there. McLaren's just managed to get ahead of Cole. The arm is on the shoulder. There's been too much impediment to him, but certainly worth a free kick there. Good decision from the referee.
Oh, he's just dragging it down, wasn't he, Cole? So Tim McGilchrist indicating early he's not going to stand for any nonsense, and it's given the Glory a decent sight of goal here. Vojsa Marinkovic on set-piece duty. Marinkovic round the wall. Oh, it wasn't too far away. Just caught the side netting. Ante Kovic didn't really make a movement towards the ball. Maybe he had the angles covered.
Well, that would have been a start for the Perth Glory, wouldn't he? He's really trying to wrap his foot around this one. Marinkovic known for his set piece. I'm not sure if Kovic had that covered or not.
I don't think he did.
Another foot to the left, and that would have been flying in the top corner. Would have been a great start for the Perth Glory.
Get that early goal, which of course they did against Kawasaki. Something they made a habit of in the Champions League. Cole looking to release Bridge, but Davis watched it all the way and then was unceremoniously dumped on the turf by Santalab. Smile and a shake of the head from the Wanderers striker. That's very much the way he plays the game.
Just committed from both sides. Don't really see any problems with that one. So the referee wants to keep this under control. Knows there's a lot at stake for both sides.
This is Chris Harold. Good little burst of speed, and he's away from Pollens, who commits the foul. And whether Tim McGilchrist might just have a word with the German. Maybe not. Happy to let that one ride. Mistimed. He was a little bit high too, Pollens. One fullback already in the book. Not so Pollens as yet. Marinkovic has delivered one decent free kick. Let's see what he does here. Plenty forward for the Glory, and a good fist away by Kovic, back in by Burns. And he sliced it somewhat, and it's behind for a goal kick. Only ever scored 3 times in the Hyundai A-League, Jacob Burns. Strangely, all of them away from home, and all of them against Adelaide United. Forward by Moy. Laid off by Santalab, who'd done so from an offside position.
Both the Edwards boys have handled it with real aplomb so far. Haven't seen or heard any trouble, no problems from them. Just got on about their business. Realistically, if they do want to make a good career in this game, they have to learn very early how cruel this game can be. How much fortunes can change very quickly, from playing to not playing to coaches being sacked. All these lessons that not just them, but a lot of these young players in the Glory squad will have learned for the future.
Kenny Lowe barking the orders on the sidelines. Wonder if he'll be with the Glory next season as well. This is La Rocca. They've played their way out there beautifully, Western Sydney. La Rocca's ball, though, should be cut out by Gallas, but he's given it straight to Moy. And Bridge is free on the far left, and they angle it in towards Mark Bridge. He nods it back across goal. And Michael Thwaites there for Perth. One back by Polyak. Now he gets it back off Cole. Edwards in hot pursuit. Square is La Rocca. Further right is Pollens, but he's miscontrolled the ball.
Disappointing for the Wanderers. Good little spell of play. Not sure whether Bridge could have taken that cross just on the chest and tried to attack Davies with his first touch. Just have to try and head the ball back across. Certainly a good break for the Wanderers. They do possess some attacking firepower.
For all that firepower, they have gone 2 home games without a goal, Western Sydney, in the A-League. Short history, they've never gone 3 without giving their supporters something to cheer about here at Pertex Stadium. Free kick for the infringement on Bridge. Which Aaron Moy will take. A little too flat, easily met by Thwaite. Cole inside the centre circle. Aaron Moy. Moy and Cole playing between themselves at the moment. Davis trying to shepherd it out, but he's not quite completed the task, and Cole will cross towards the back stick. Hersey waiting. Good save by Jack Duncan. Chance out of nothing, really. Perth should have dealt with that. An error by Matthew Davies. And he was reliant on his goalkeeper to get him out of jail.
It was good persistence from Cole as well. Pressured Davies, forced a mistake, and it's a good ball into the far post. Hersey going direct for goal there. Very tough angle to get it in from. It's unfortunately a good save from Duncan. Might have been better served going back, trying to find a teammate.
Moy's corner. And La Rocca trying to get a piece of it. The far post. And it comes for Pollens. Now it's Hersey to drive it. Two chances for the Dutchman in the space of 30 seconds, and on both occasions, teenager Jack Duncan equal to it. Of course, I presume he's done a fair bit of work in the past with goalkeeping coach Neil Young during their time together at Newcastle Jets. Good mentor to have. Now, Topper Stanley's just put his boot right through that. And it's an awkward bouncing ball for Gallas to deal with. And he's only done part of the job. And Hersey was rushing onto it again. That's three chances he's had.
Well, Sansalab's done very well there. Gallas should be dealing with that ball. He's bigger, stronger than Sansalab. Sansalab has used his body ever so well just to stop the bouncing ball. Gallas can't get much on the header. It drops to Hersey on the left foot. Just skews it wide. A hat-trick of chances for Hersey. You'll really be wondering how they haven't gone one ahead here.
Santalab just getting good leverage on the central defender. Fair leverage or not?
Well, I think Gallas had the arms out as well. And anytime a striker's backing back in, you've got to be very careful. You're not going to give away a free kick yourself, especially being a smaller play. He saw the advantage he can get. He used it very well.
Just running away from Matthew Davies. Shannon Cole's just looking a little bit ginger with a slight knock, or maybe he's just lost part of his boot. I'm not quite sure. I think it might be the latter, actually. Spranovic under pressure from Harold. Burns. Giving one for Ryan Edwards to chase, but again, too much pace on it. Returns back to Reading next season, Ryan Edwards, after his year's loan is up. He might be grateful for that, given what's gone on. It's been a decent start, particularly by the home team, but so far, all the chances, the majority of which have fallen to Yusuf Hersey, have all been spurred. Saw a draw, incidentally, today for Perth would equal their second longest ever spell without a win in the A-League. 10 games without success back in season 10-11. Aaron Moy impeded. The longest sequence ever in the A-League was 18 matches back in 07-08. High boots by Rostin Griffiths.
Certainly a difficult run when you do get into that frame. I'm fortunate enough to be involved in both of those. Each game you prepare yourself, but you just don't know when that win's going to come. Confidence is just such a real factor.
Aramoy, good shape to the delivery. Out it comes, and Pollens! Well, it was a real pile driver from the German. And he can hit them from long range. We've seen that before. It's just slightly high, though, wasn't it, when it came to him, the bounce? Just trying to get over the top of it. Not far off.
No, very tough one to hit just as it's popped up. He's managed to control it very well, though, to give Duncan something to worry about. But just starting to turn the screws a little bit here, find a little bit more and more possession. Just pegging Glory back.
Aramoy escapes the clutches of Burns. Hersey. To get past Jack Clisby, he clips it towards the far stick. Bridge keeps it alive. Gallas wins it in the air, and then Moy fires over the top. They are starting to build a case, Western Sydney.
Good work from Hersey on this occasion. Just find a bit of room on that right-hand side. Good delivery to the far post.
Moy will be with the Melbourne Hearts next season. Their finals hopes up in a cloud of smoke after their home loss to the Mariners. Starting to get to that business end of the season where every game really is crucial. Perth, of course, would need an absolute miracle to qualify for the finals. Realistically, that's not going to happen. Wanderers jockeying for positions at the other end. Now Clisby has drawn the foul, and Jerome Pollins has a bit to say. The fans too, perhaps still mindful of that earlier challenge by Clisby on Aaron Moy at the other end. Well, there doesn't look to be too much in that one. Anyway,
Pollins has his arms out backwards. Is it enough to take him down? It didn't seem to be. Clisby realising the ball was going to run out.
Marinkovic has been a threat from the set piece, and it's a good shake to it again, but just too close to Ante Kovic, who makes a clean take. Quick release for Polyak. This is Cole. Bridge, very tightly marked by Davies, but he's got away from him and he was being held back by Davies. And that is going to be a yellow card for the Perth Glory fullback. Second one of the game.
Mark Bridge just so strong with his back to goal. Can set himself well, just used his body to roll Davies. He just knows where he is at all times. As soon as he feels the pressure on one side, he rolls out the other. Davies just with a silly tug on the shirt. Himself booked.
Sixth yellow card of the season for Matthew Davies. Well, he's one of those, Jamie, you'd fancy will be much better for the experience he's had this season. Davies and Riley Woodcock, who's not been involved, isn't involved today, I should say, at left fullback. He's got significant game time though this season, as has Clisby, who's run the ball out of play.
There's been a number of injuries that Glory have suffered as well. Davies coming in for Risdon, Clisby, as we spoke about earlier, coming in for Jamison as well. Woodcock getting a chance because of Jamison's injury. It will provide that little bit more depth that Glory have perhaps been missing this season, haven't been able to bring in players who are quite yet adjusted to the rigours of the A-League. Future looking to get that, what every coach wants, there's 2 players for every position.
That's the magic formula, isn't it? Not too many teams have it.
It's certainly something that the Wanderers have done very well. They're able to change their team as needed, bring players in, keep playing how they do. The teams need to get to that level.
Now Hersey getting a metre on Clisby, and it comes towards Santalab. That's a really good challenge by Gallas. And that contest between those two is shaping up as a key one.
You can see the frustration with Gallas. Too easy a ball over the top for Clisby, beaten. Great recovery. I think he just needs to be careful with Hersey. He's going to check to feet and then spin over the top. He's certainly got the pace to get away.
Moy with the corner. Rocker leaping, again beaten in the air by Gallas. Edwards to try and hold it up. Offended by Pollins. Pressure relieved for Perth.
Pollins needs to be very careful. It's the 3rd time already been involved. I think once more he's going to find himself in the end of a yellow card.
Now that's weak from Roston Griffiths. Away comes Hersey. Chance here for the Wanderers. Yusuf Hersey, great save by the goalkeeper. And Hersey can't net the rebound. What an opportunity for Western Sydney and for Yusuf Hersey again.
Well, he's butchered it, hasn't he? A better way of putting it. Found himself through on goal. Poor mistake from Griffiths in the middle of midfield. Great acceleration from Hersey to get himself through. Absolutely burnt past the Glory defence. First strike, well saved by Duncan. Then it comes back out. He's got time to take a touch. Marshall's a poor one, just drops back into Duncan's hands. When he had support, perhaps just to lay it off to the side. Glory really makes their own downfall at the moment.
That's a good turn by McLaren. He had his jersey tucked there by Topless Stanley. That should really be yellow as well. Topple Stanley's escaping the scene of the crime as quickly as possible. And Roston Griffiths just asking a question there. Michael Thwaite too. And Kenny Lowe, I think, is going to advance the argument. The fourth official, that should be a yellow card, surely.
It should. I think McGilchrist has given that on the advice of the assistant referee, which hasn't seen it himself in what it was for, but certainly, given the track record he started already this game, that's a yellow card.
He's away, Jamie McLaren. Has to be a booking. Kenny Lowe is making precisely that point to Chris Young, the fourth official. Anyway, free kick. Marinkovic swings it in, and it's over the top by Michael Thwaite.
It's a better ball from Marinkovic. He's kept it away from Kovic. Good marking on Thwaite. He's had to fight for that one. Sporanovic is getting his body in the way. Thwaite's done well to get his head to the ball. It's turned into one of those games where suddenly Perth Glory would go down the other end and snatch something.
Tony Popovic, the latest to have a conversation with the officials. Unhappy about something. I think he's particularly best pleased with that challenge by Davies on Polyak either. Chris Young's having a busy time down there on the touchline with the two coaches. So what can I do, mate? Not just the fourthie.
Well, the frustrations need to be vented somewhere, don't they? Actually, the fourth official got most of it. Two very passionate coaches on the sideline.
This is Jacob Burns, rare foray into Wanderers territory for the Glory. McLaren turns. Really look as to where Harold was before delivering the ball, and Collins gobbled up the ground quickly. Santalab a bit isolated. What about that for a ball from Santalab? Knew where Bridge was instinctively. It's Bridge, and he's dragged it across the face. Well, not much to admire about the finish from Mark Bridge, but plenty to enjoy about the release from Brendan Santalab. That was expert play.
Just beautifully weighted in front of Bridge. Seeing the run, he's still 5 yards behind Davies as he's played that ball. Knew he'd get into it. The Wanderers too able to pick up that second ball very easily. Only Santalab and Moyes forward to start with against 3 or 4 Glory players there. Able to bring it down and manufacture something.
All the fluency really has come from Western Sydney. Perth bar for a couple of set-piece opportunities. Have struggled to threaten. Not a single shot on target from Kenny Lowe's men at the moment. It's a good play though by Thwaite. Clisby. Griffiths. With a touch in field for Marinkovic. This is better from Perth. And then Edwards lets the ball run away from him.
It's just that one error, isn't it? Just a bad touch, a bad decision. The ball gets away from him. Not the Wanderers where they've got the bodies around, Gloria strung out. Able to get real pressure on the ball. Do need to start putting 5-6 passes together, try and get themselves back in this game.
It's a clever back heel though by Roston Griffiths, but Marinkovic couldn't repeat the trick. Bridge thrown for Perth, taking just 3 points from their last 27 available. Slipped and slithered to the foot of the ladder. As a proud son of WA, Jamie. A wooden spoon would hurt, wouldn't it?
It would. It's club's been around for a long time now. As you said earlier, there's been ups and downs for this football club. Somehow there's always been a way of getting off the bottom of the ladder when it has looked likely in past seasons. Certainly given the history it has with the championships that have won early, and it's the club's day to now be at the bottom of the table, something that doesn't sit well for the majority of people in Western Australia. It's very difficult to try and get some energy back into this club again.
Well, they haven't haven't conceded as yet, despite conceding the majority of chances, and Jacob Burns wants a free kick for that. He's not going to get one either. Burns, who of course played a season at club level at this venue, the old Parramatta Power, back in the days of the NSL. You were part of a grand final winning squad at this venue as well, Jamie. On a very wet day at this venue, almost 10 years ago.
Seems like 10 years as well, unfortunately. Certainly been a great venue for football, especially now the Wanderers have been so successful in bringing the crowds here. Fantastic to see the people of Parramatta embrace this team, embrace this club.
Not just Parramatta, all the surrounding areas as well. This is Davies. It's the throw-in off Mark Bridge. Nowhere to go for William Gallas. Duncan's just belted the ball straight out of play. Again, just all rather disjointed for Perth. Can they find a bit of rhythm here? Certainly got room for Ryan Edwards on the right-hand side. Here is Edwards, trying to clip it towards Harold. Didn't get really the right direction, and it was easy in the final analysis for Jerome Pollard. Another promising opening comes to naught.
It was a tough ball to play for Edwards. It's better served just to run at the defence, just have a go at him, really try and drive forwards.
And that's what he's trying to do here. It's Ryan Edwards, and he screwed his shot wide, but better from Perth. More positive from Ryan Edwards.
That's what Kenny Lowe will want to see. They're supposed to embrace the challenge, really try and take it to Wanderers when they do get the opportunity. They've been limited so far. Edwards has got the pace and drive and ability to do that. Unfortunately, the finish not matching the run-in beforehand. Just a few promising signs for Perth Glory that they can try and manufacture what has been elusive goals so far this season.
Yeah, they've scored just 9 on their travels, the lowest of any A-League team this season. In 12 away games. Collins has overrun that. Block, a little bit thinner in number today, but still creating plenty of noise. Sent a little wide by Jacob Burns. William Gallas yet to be on the winning side for Perth, which is an amazing stat, really. And the Wanderers desperately trying to stay on side as Perth pushed up to play the high line, which they did so pretty effectively in the end.
Well, Moy just needed to play that earlier. Perhaps got the ball just stuck under his feet. You see the run there from Hurst, and he's not that far offside. Maybe just a step. Just played that ball a split second earlier, just hesitated on the pass. Percy was away.
It's a good ball by McLaren. Decent delivery too by Davies, and Harold arriving on the far post. Well, he was a long way out and he had a lot to do. And even lost the hairband in the act of making the header.
Good little movement there. McLaren just managed to come off topless down in that occasion, release Davies down the right-hand side. Just trying to glide the ball, just need to try and attack it, get as much on as you can. Very difficult to score from a header from that sort of region. Yeah, just a little sign that Perth Glory may be working themselves into this match.
driven back by Santalab. One in the air by Cole. And Perth Glory get the decision, and that's brought Tony Popovic to the edge of his technical zone again. Saying, what is my player supposed to do? But did seem to be coming over the top of the Glory player. This is Marinkovic. The outside of the boot looking for McLaren. No success. Pollens down the line looking for and finding Yusuf Hersey. Held up by Thwaite. Hersey cutting inside, and it's an aggressive challenge by Marinkovic. And credit to Tim McGilchrist, he just tried to wait a second or two to see if advantage would accrue.
Perhaps learning from earlier in the game there. Marinkovic sliding in. Malice just trying to get his foot to the ball. Catching Hersey. Great chance again for the Wanderers to try and open the scoring.
Aramoy to deliver towards the back post, and Sporanovic won it. Couldn't keep the header down. Yet to score for Western Sydney and Tony Popovic's team as a whole. Almost 2.5 home games without a goal since that late equaliser against Brisbane Roar. Top of the table clash back in February. They've scored a couple of goals in the Champions League, of course, since then, as Moy delivers low. LaRocca. Back heel by Hersey. LaRocca didn't really anticipate it. Marinkovic trying to bring it clear. There's his pocket picked by Yusuf Hersey, who finds Pollens on the charge, the fullback. Charge down and get a second go. Pollens! There's the goal! And on balance, Western Sydney have deserved it. And it's Jerome Pollens with just his second goal for the Wanderers in the Hyundai League.
It's perseverance that has given Pollens that goal. Received the ball out wide, really positive. Looked to took on Clisby, Burns. The bounce favoured him, he got a lucky ricochet. And when he got the chance again, he took it well, hard and low. Didn't give Duncan a chance second time, but he's just run straight towards him. He's been nice and positive to get the strike in. It's through Thwaite's legs. Duncan even with a touch. Just couldn't stop it, nesting into the far corner.
Well, on balance, Jamie, I don't think Perth should have too many complaints.
Wanderers have certainly been the dominant side. Last 5 minutes, Glory had perhaps been doing a little bit better. Started to create 1 or 2 opportunities. Certainly the Wanderers in control of vast portions of this match. Due reward for the chances they've already created.
Now Edwards is going to go into the book for a late challenge on Shannon Cole, which again attracted the ire of Tony Popovic. The challenge was right in front of the Wanderers coach. Tim McGilchrist didn't miss it.
He's trying to get himself back, and that's late. That's a yellow card. Good decision. The referee on that occasion.
Well, finally, the Wanderers fans have got a home goal to celebrate. Even the Suns decided to come out just before half-time.
That should settle a few nerves as well. Just a little bit tense in the ground. Just wondering when it was going to come. Such great chances for Hersey earlier. Just going to be a little bit more relaxed, try and squeeze this game. Glory right before half-time, copying a huge blow to their chances in this game. Chance for Kenny Lowe to regroup in a couple of minutes and try and get something out of this.
Pollens now looking in the mood after scoring his second A-League goal. Boy with the switch out wide for Hersey. And he's away from Clisby before being dragged back. It could be another card. At the very least, talking to perhaps. Boy for Hersey, drills it low across, and Gallus is there. Western Sydney looking to end the first half with a flourish. Bad news for Perth, Jamie, is that they've not scored more than one goal on the road in any game this season. Omens not good.
I think we knew that coming into the game, didn't we? That we would have to keep a clean sheet to give themselves a good chance of trying to win this game. As it stands in the second half, they're going to have to try and fashion something, change something to give themselves any hope. Stopping the Wanderers move into second spot.
Half-time not too far away. Kelly Lowe will get his chance to try and reorganise things, perhaps. He's not got a huge amount of creativity on the bench. So for Steve McGarry, Barbadas Cernas is an option, perhaps. No real out-and-out striker. It's not to point the finger of blame necessarily at Jamie McLaren. He's not had a huge amount of service. Here's Burns. Polyak winning it back to the home team. Oh, and the Rabona from Yusuf Hersey, if you don't mind. And a few afters as well between Burns and Polyak of the verbal kind. Jordan Collins tells him rather unceremoniously where he can go. Well, not the first time Jacob Burns has been involved in a verbal altercation.
Suggesting Polyak went down very easily. Gilchrist has seen it. Really should have been a yellow card as well off the ball incident.
We were trying to enjoy the Rabona, Jamie. Now to the third minute of stoppage time, the end of the first period. Was on the attack again, and there was an arm across William Gallus from Sansalab. It's been a good battle, that.
As Gallus has been in some great positions defensively. A lot of crosses coming in, has managed to position himself, clear the ball. Sansalab will battle away, he'll keep using his arms, he'll keep getting the arms across Gallus and work what he can. Get a little advantage that he can do.
Western Sydney Wanderers halfway from returning back to second spot on the ladder. Jerome Polens with the only goal of the game after 42 minutes. In truth, it may have been a couple more. Yusuf Hersey in particular had 3 good chances in the early part of the game against the club he is rumoured to be joining next season. Perth's biggest threat has come from set pieces. They'll hope for better in the second half. At the interval, it's Western Sydney Wanderers 1, Perth Glory 0.
Want to see if you can get a better price? Want value for money? Want 127 years of experience? Then why wait? For car insurance that gets big ticks, call QBE on 133 723.
This is colour. With the groundbreaking 4-pixel OLED technology and a revolutionary curved screen, it's television redefined.
It's all possible with the LG OLED TV.
Experience the latest and greatest in new technology with the LG 55-inch OLED TV. Now at a breakthrough price of $7,999. Available now at the leaders of home entertainment.
We make selling a car easy. List it in a snap. Compare similar cars to yours to set a good price. And with Privacy Protect, it's even safer. car sales. Easy.
When you've got that afternoon hunger, it's time to head to Hungry Jack's. Because 6 golden chicken nuggets are now only $3. 6 delicious chicken nuggets now just $3. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Looking for a financial services company that's not owned by a bank? IOOF, proudly independent for over 150 years. To find out more, speak with your financial advisor today.
Want outstanding value car insurance? Want outstanding claim service? Then hurry for award-winning car insurance that gets more ticks. Visit QBE for a quote or call 133 723.
This program brought to you by the tough Hyundai iX35 Series 2. Harvey Norman, shop with confidence, online, mobile, in-store. The Flame Grilled Whopper, the burgers are better at Hungry Jack's. And money back specials from sportsbet.com.au.
So Perth get us back underway. No changes, in fact, made by either coach off the bench. I'm sure Jamie Harwell, ex-Perth Glory player, will hope for a little bit of a change of fortunes and perhaps approach from Perth in this second period.
Well, they've really just got to go throw caution to the wind, as the boys spoke about at half-time. There's nothing to lose for Perth Glory here. I think what the Perth public will accept is a fighting performance if they go down to a team that is up there challenging for the championship. There's no disrespect to that, but they certainly won't want to see their team lie over and die here. So expecting a big half for that. The Wanderers, of course, it's just roll on from that first half, created chances, stifled most of Perth Glory's attacking play.
Of course, sorry, Jamie, as individuals, some of these players will be playing for contracts as well under an as yet unknown coach, be it Kenny Lowe or somebody else.
Yeah, there's always personal motivation every game you play, regardless of what happens with the club and the team. Players coming out of contract, players playing for their career in some respects. There's certainly a lot got a point to prove. Trying to get Perth Glory out of this mess.
Gallas claiming he was challenged from behind, referee not interested. Moy slides it through, Santalab's offside. It did look as though it was a foul on Gallas. He's questioning that decision. The resumption of that first half battle. They've really gone at it hammer and tongs, those two.
That's certainly a free kick for Gallas. He can have room to complain there. It's a number of times that Perth Glory have given the ball away in that central area in their own half. Caused themselves a lot of problems. Moy not taking advantage in that occasion.
Played forward rather hopefully by Gallas on that occasion. Jamie McLaren desperately trying to get involved in the game. This is Bridge.
McLaren just such an isolated figure. The large part of this game, rarely touched the ball. Compared to Sanslab, who's backing into Thwaiton Gallas every opportunity he gets.
There's room here for Moy. The pass wasn't great in fairness, and Percy can't dig it out. And this is Chris Harold. Thwaites for Clisby. Under pressure, and they've turned it over again. Rockers pass for Pollens had far too many revs on it. Kenny Lowe and assistant Andrew Ward just deep in conversation. I think they've perhaps seen enough. David Asurnas has been told to go and warm up. What are his fitness levels like at the moment? Some talk about that in recent weeks, Jamie.
Yeah, he's really struggled to adapt to the conditions in, well, especially Perth with the hot conditions. A lot of problems with heart rate and that training, really overloading very early. Started his career at Perth Glory with a fantastic goal. Struggled to reproduce that since then. Steve McGarry also been talked to as well. Maybe a double change for Perth Glory to try and find a little bit of a spark.
McLaren. And Marinkovic says he was obstructed by Cole. And plenty of debate from players on both sides with the officials, coaches too. Western Sydney have 2 away games to follow this. The Mariners next in the A-League, and then away to Kawasaki Frontale. That now looms as a crucial game in Group H of the Champions League. Put themselves in a good position in that competition, and they're not doing too badly in the A-League either. They'll go back to second if they get the 3 points here, which looks likely at the moment. Gallas sidestepping Santalab and finding the space for Chris Harrell. This looks promising for Perth. Clisby, plenty waiting for the delivery. It's not a bad one, and it's just over the head of Ryan Edwards. Matthew Davis will retrieve it, crosses low, and it's sliced behind for a corner by Matteo Poliak.
Well, that's good from Glory Clisby. A few times he's been able to get himself forward. It's a good delivery in. Edwards trying to attack the ball. You don't mind your wide player doing that. This might have been served going in behind. At least he's attacking the ball. They've got numbers in the box on that occasion.
The Wanderers have only ever conceded 1 goal from a set piece. Marinkovic fires it in, and McLaren got the header on, but not on target.
Very difficult to do too much with the header. Well in advance of the near post, having to try and crane your neck to direct it back. A good little sign there for Perth Glory.
Picked up in the deep by LaRocca. Hersey. It's the throw off Clisby.
The Wanderers just dropped the tempo a little bit. And Perth to get a foothold into the game. Good run by Ryan Edwards. As he looks to deliver that cross, he had 3 or 4 Perth Glory players on the edge of the box. No one trying to get in really to attack the ball. It's the cross easily dealt with by the Wanderers defence.
Percy trying to up the tempo, and he's picked the pocket of Michael Thwaite. Almost got it through for Santalab. Burns sticks it out for Perth. And then a trip on Harold by Paulens. Oh, now Jerome Paulens. He's going to go into the book for that. To be fair, Jamie, had a few warnings in the first half.
Definitely an accumulation there for Paulens.
He's got a long memory, the referee. His 7th yellow ticket of the season. Griffiths. Chris Harrell started to see a little bit more of the ball for Perth, but he's lost in there to Poliak, and Hersey finds Bridge in space on the left. Still with Bridge, and he can't angle it towards Moy. Harold hooks it clear. Good scrambling by McLaren. Unfortunately for Perth, he was coming back from an offside position. Must have only just been in Wanderers territory.
Wanderers just seem to overdo it at the moment. Bridge a chance to release Hersey. Also Moy just dwelled on the ball a little bit.
Now who's marking use of Hersey here? Nobody for Perth. He's in acres of space. Drills it across. And Davis is there for Perth. Well, I just went to sleep there, Perth Glory. Could have been very costly. 2 goals down. You'd have fancied Jamie. That would have been the end of the section.
Back four just tried to step up. Messi bent his run nicely, was onside. No pressure on the ball, very difficult to try and hold a high line, as the Glory did just then.
Good straight ball for Harold. Edwards has lost it though. Sporanovic. Cole. Top Stanley to go long. Put out a play by Davis under no real pressure. Griffiths. Edwards. Wrapped up well there by Moy. And there's the chance for the Wanderers to attack through Jerome Pollens on the right. Percy in room again. And it's off Wait for a corner.
We're certainly finding a lot of joy down their right-hand side. Stepping forward with confidence. Hersey with the run in behind. A chance to deliver another wicked corner in.
Top Stanley and LaRocca have made their way forwards. Quite a bit of height. It goes in that direction. Top Stanley wins it, but doesn't really get the direction. Squirts out for Bridge, who returns it. Everybody a bit flat-footed. Edwards. A lot of the bounce there, but Pollens across well to cover.
Done as much with the ball so far this half, Wanderers, but you know defensively they're going to keep working. There's always going to be that cover. One will go to the ball, other one gets around just in case. Every player managed to evade them.
Thwaite goes aerially, which made it comfortable for Pollens. This is the problem for Perth. Yusuf Hersey is started to have an impact and he's away again. First touch not great. Two Wait in the box. Hersey clips it up and Gallus is there. Drops for Moy. Oh, and he turns brilliantly away from danger. Moy's delivery. Evades Santalab, but he'll keep it in play. Back for Cole. He's telegraphed it. Space is starting to appear. This is LaRocca. He'll drive it. Always rising. And that's a concern for Perth down their left-hand side defensively. Starting to give Yusuf Hersey far too much room.
Yeah, he hasn't quite utilised it as well as he might do. The heavy touches. Balls across the face that haven't connected. LaRocca there with this shot from distance. Somewhat wasteful. Just perhaps starting up the intensity again. Realise they've let Perth back into this football match. Trying to take hold again.
Davidas Cernas is almost ready to come on for Kenny Lowe's men. Marinkovic. Griffiths. Davis. Edwards. Interception by Polyak, and he gives it away, and so too does Davis. Well, they're trying to be a bit more proactive, Perth. In doing so, they're leaving some gaps at the back, which Mark Bridge is trying to exploit here. Bridge shoots! Oh, Mark Bridge! Splendid strike! Great goal for the Wanderers. They're 2 up, and that might be enough. Perth backed off, and eventually Mark Bridge said, well, I might as well have a shot on goal, and why not?
Those have been the most fluent Wanderers so far in the second half. But Bridge gets the chance, Davies has to defend, and he just gets that half a yard. He doesn't need to beat him. Just finds a little bit of space so he can wrap his right foot around the ball. And what a finish. Duncan with absolutely no chance. Mark Bridge showed a great turn of pace early. Just found enough room to smash the great second goal for the Wanderers.
Mark Bridge joins Tommy Juric as joint top goal scorer for the Wanderers with 6 this season. And whilst you're watching those replays, a double change for Perth Glory. Chris Harold and Boyce Marinkovic replaced by Davidas Cernas and Stephen McGarry, respectively. Perth are going to get anything out of this game now, Jamie. They're going to have to do what they've not done all season, and that's score twice on the road. It's a big ask.
It's a monumental ask for the Perth Glory side. Very low on confidence. See the body language of the players. Extremely difficult to get them back in. This is where you find out the character of these players. The ones that want to be at the club next season. Kenny Lowe or someone else need to take some responsibility. Try and dig themselves out of this. Get themselves back into this game.
Well, to give them some credit, they were taking only small steps, baby steps really, at the start of the second half. But they were just trying to be a little bit more positive going forward. In doing so, of course, they left the back gate unlocked.
Perhaps just trying to push too much too early. They've got themselves into the game. But even still, there was a lot of players behind the ball. And Bridge still got that time to strike on the edge of the box.
There's LaRocca bursting through midfield. It's Jacopo LaRocca, breaks for Hersey. And Perth get enough bodies in the way eventually. There was just the suggestion of a little arm on the shoulder there from Rostin Griffiths as well. As LaRocca made his way through. A wrestling match between Edwards and Polans, and Edwards is penalised. Now, does Tim McGilchrist go to his pocket again? Because Edwards is already in the book. So, I think it's safe to say he's on his last warning.
A little bit unlucky here where Edwards, they get into a wrestle. Right, Edwards ends up facing the wrong way. He's never going to win that battle.
Maybe, but on a replay, maybe a mite fortunate to escape a second yellow as the Wanderers make their first change. Mats Baranovic replaced by Shinji Ono. So Jacopo LaRocca will just drop into the centre of defence position. He's not played for quite some time. And the upshot is that the Wanderers have the set piece, which Aaron Moy will deliver. Away to safety by McGarry. This is Cole. Poliak, Bridge. Good turn away from trouble by Bridge. Hersey. Pollens. Pollens to drive it. Quite as accurate as his first half effort.
He's got the taste for it, hasn't he? Getting himself more and more forwards. First, causing problems in behind on that side as well. This time decides to drop short to create the room for Pollens. Just coming inside his left foot, can't get his foot around it to bend it. Kenny Lowe now with a lot to ponder for the rest of this game.
As for the Wanderers, they're about barring a massive turnaround in this fixture to end their recent mini slump, I suppose you could call it. No win in 3. They've never actually gone 4 matches in the A-League without success, so given the respective ladder positions of the two, it was a fair bet that they would get the 3 points today.
Well, Tony Popovich would have expected some sort of slump at this stage of the season. The number of games and commitments they've got can always be at your peak and be winning games of football. Certainly with Perth Glory on the run, though, I'm sure Tony Popovich would have had this one down as a must-win game. And his team back on track in the A-League.
Hersey turning clear of Griffiths. Now Shinji Ono, there's nobody out wide. And he's pretty angry about that, Shinji Ono. He's saying to Shannon Cole, where were you? One back, but unfairly so by Poliak. Second change imminent for the home team. Tommy Juric standing by. Here's Aaron Moy. Pollens. He trying to let it run for Ono, who's behind him. Thwaite's a bit too smart for that. Griffiths. Laid off by Edwards for Matthew Davies. Perth finished the season with 2 home games against Newcastle and then the Mariners before a trip to Sydney. More immediate concern for them. They've got an injury problem over Jack Clisby at the moment. Now, here's a chance perhaps for the visitors. It's on target for Jamie McLaren, but pretty routine stop by Ante Kovic, and then rather scruffy tidy up, and Tony Popovic is not happy at all with Jacopo LaRocca. There's rather slipshod clearance there. At the very least, the miscommunication between goalkeeper and defender.
Very casual defending.
Talking of which, Percy's away again, cuts it back, Polyak sliding in, Gallas is there.
Very casual defending from the Wanderers. So they don't want to let Perth back into this match. Clisby goes down.
I don't think he's going to be able to continue, Jack Clisby. He's been struggling with that for a few minutes now. Meantime, Brendan Santalab about to be replaced by Tommy Juric. Here's another look at Yusuf Hersey's cross down that right flank again. Good anticipation by William Gallas, and Brendan Santalab taking his leave. What a battle he's had with Gallas today. Cernas. Gary. Help arriving from Risdon. Challenged by Pollens. Risdon. McGarry. Risdon to cross over the head of McLaren. Back by Thwaite. And off McGarry and out of play. Western Sydney Wanderers won't mathematically be guaranteed a spot in the finals, even if they get the 3 points today, Jamie, but presuming they will get there, and they should, how would you rate their chances of perhaps going all the way this season?
Well, they've certainly got the structure to do well in big games. Finals, you certainly need a sound defence, something you can fall back on if it's not all going well. And they've got that. Now found the discovery to way to create some chances. Perhaps could have had a couple more today, really. Some chances spurned. Certainly have to be right up there for contenders. Brisbane obviously the out-and-out favourites. Fantastic brand of football they play.
There's the run-in for both teams. Mariners away, Roar at home, Hart away for the Wanderers. 2 home matches for Perth against the Jets and the Mariners before a trip to Sydney will round off their season. Burns. Looking for options. Austin Griffiths has won. He found him well, actually. Not a great first touch. Breaks, though, for Cernas. And they get one back and make it interesting, Perth. Just not enough invention, really, around the Wanderers' penalty area. Maybe Edwards can provide. No foul on the Perth number 4. Stanley gives it the big heave-ho. McGarry. Burns. Possession is equally split now, 50-50, but Ante Kovic has had a relatively comfortable afternoon. Really probably tells you all you need to know.
He's not been stretched at all. A couple of half chances. McLaren has fashioned a couple.
Now here's Hersey. There's been a constant threat down the right in the second half. Drops for Polyak. His shot is charged down by Gallas. And Perth survive further punishment, for now at least. Back with Moy, though. Good switch by Moy. Pollens. Risdon sticking tight to him. Left, Hersey alone again. Yusuf Hersey on target and beaten away by Jack Duncan. Well, at times, he's just an open pasture around him, Yusuf Hersey.
Risdon gets pulled out, he has to go engage Pollens. Got time and space, he hasn't got time to then recover to get back to Hersey. Hersey deserves a goal for his performance so far. It's been outstanding. Fantastic down that right-hand side for Wanderers. Just his finishing has just let him down.
Ono's corner. Easily dealt with by Perth on that occasion. Well, maybe that's the crumb of comfort that Perth can take from all this, Jamie. The fact that Yusuf Hersey may be wearing purple next season. Mighty, they'll hope he'll finish better than that. Cole. Bridge to hang it up towards Ono. Pollens. Eventually Griffiths puts some pressure on the ball, concedes the throw.
Hersey is certainly a player that plenty of us A-League clubs would be interested in. It's the Bills are creative, hard-working player, a lot of pace still, a lot of tricks.
Here's Hersey again. Surely they must score a third here. It's Juric. He does. No mistake from Wanderers' top scorer, and it's 3-0. Over and out for Perth Glory. And it's a pretty good finish from Tommy Juric as well.
Great lead-up play again from the Wanderers. Just able to keep the ball in tight areas, and look at the run from Hersey. Just peels off the back. Thwaite can't keep his footing. Juric has still got a lot to do. Good touch out of his feet. And fires it into the far corner, giving Duncan no chance again. He knew exactly what he wanted to do as the ball came to him, just take that touch back onto his right foot and fire one in. Created again from Hersey from his work down the right.
Here he goes again. Thwaite will beat into that one. Really, that's probably a fair reflection of what's happened here today, that scoreline. It was a boxing match. You'd fancy the referee will be putting Perth out of their misery. They are bloodied and splattered all over the canvas here. Summed up not only a game but perhaps a season. It's that one, and from you guessed it, Ryan Edwards. Had to be, really, didn't it?
Just done fantastic work to get himself out of trouble. Real energetic, did well. Just that nervousness, that fear that can creep into players when the team's not doing well under pressure.
Well, reasons to be cheerful, Jamie, for West Australians. The end of the season is only 10 minutes away in terms of the finals, and then they can plan properly for next year, because they can't have a repeat of this.
No, it's certainly something that I think any club could afford to have happen on a regular basis. A lot of groundwork needs to be put in place, and a lot of time to be able to do that in. Make sure that these sort of things don't happen again.
Well, the whole ground is doing the Poznan, apart from the Perth Glory fans, and they're the only ones probably entitled to turn their back on the action. Stoic to the end. They're a loyal bunch, Jamie.
Well, it's only had to be this season. A traditional crowd.
And there's the official crowd figure, 12,128. Majority of them are going to go home happy. Is there some consolation for Kenny Lowe's men? Griffiths. Edwards. McGarry. Davis to cross, not a bad looking one, and Kovic finally forced into a sweat.
He's had so little to do, hasn't he? A couple of routine saves down to his feet. Just shows the quality, making sure he stays alert. Good pick on the cross.
Here goes Hersey again. He's got Jacob Burns for company this time. And he's found the angle for the cross. It's not a bad one away by Gallas. He's going to have to wait another week at least before experiencing victory for Perth. Topple Stanley. I think partly cleared by Griffiths. Nobody challenging Polyak, so he thought, why not? I'll have a dig. It's that lack of intensity that has been oh so apparent. Wanderers really have won this at a canter.
They have. They've been able to keep Perth Glory at arm's distance for the majority of this game.
Thwaite gives it straight to Juric, and look at the space for Hersey. It's Hersey, he must score, and he still can't. Jack Duncan does enough. I don't think he'll score if he's here till 8 o'clock tonight, Yusuf Hersey.
Well, he's had so many chances. Won't get a better one than that. He's created it well. Great feet. Sells risen the dummy. And credit Jack Duncan. He comes out, he makes himself big. That's all he can do from that range. And Hersey unable to slide it past him. Big frame of Jack Duncan there. Managed to save Perth Glory for another goal.
Ono's corner. Juric trying to stab it towards goal. It comes off Thwaite. They'll get another go, the Wanderers. Drives it flatter this time. Gallas read it. Boy. Pollens. Brisbane's there. And again, Perth can't get out of their own half, and now they've conceded the foul as well. How about that? 7 attempts he's had, 6 of them on target, and still to trouble the goal scorers. In one of those days.
And some very good chances as well. Really has found himself in so much space time and time again.
Pollens goes to the back post. Topple Stanley nods it down. Here's Juric. Well, it was inventive. Not on target.
Gono was looking for a little tap back on the edge of the box there. Topple Stanley climbs well over Griffiths, gets the ball back in.
This is McGarry. Looking for the run of McLaren. Nikolai Topple Stanley has played him really well today. It's a bit loose though by Western Sydney. Ryan Edwards. Cerdas. McGarry. Griffiths. Davis. Towards McLaren. He's just not got the height really to trouble Pollens. Edwards. A little bit straight. Can McLaren keep it going? He can't. Just all too little too late really for the Glory. too strong for Ono. Percy won't get there either. Pollens. Set the throw in off McGarry. Ono. Big little layoff for Moy. Good strength by Thwaite though. This is Edwards. Under 90 seconds of normal time remaining. Perth looking for a consolation. They have scored in their previous 7 matches away from home. They've not looked too likely too often this afternoon.
No, they haven't. Again, we just keep going back to it's the story of the season. Sean Smells the top goal scorer with 4. Very little contributions elsewhere. Start looking for goals from midfield, goals from other places. Well, really haven't been able to provide that.
Thwaite trying to win it ahead of Hersey. He's starting to showboat a bit. Juric against Gallas. That's a battle of strength, and Juric has won it. There's plenty of room for Polyak here, and Ono out wide. Wanderers looking for a fourth. It's not the best pass for Polyak, but he still digs it out, and Juric is onside here. Moy top of the box, and he fires over.
Space certainly opening up for the Wanderers there. Only just trying the no-look pass, trying to play it back into Polyak. Not sure that Polyak was expected it himself. And Gallas limping away from the duel with Juric. Worried about him pulling up again for next week. There's been concerns over him and Thwaite for the last couple of weeks.
He's saying he wants to be replaced. Unfortunately, he can't be. Kenny Lowe's just pointed out that they've made their 3 subs. Gallas is walking rather gingerly across to the sidelines, saying that he can't continue. Well, it looks as though Perth are going to end with 10 men. Which again just about sums up their situation. It's a sorry sight for a proud club. Their marquee man will play no further part this afternoon. Sweeping the ball out to LaRocca on the near touch line. Kovic again. He could have got through one of the Sunday papers this afternoon. Maybe even done the crossword. Now, Gallas has bravely decided to limp back on. Only got about a minute and a half to go. I think Kenny Lowe's just told him, just go and position yourself on the pitch somewhere up front. Just take up a bit of space. You can barely move. It's a weak clearance from Duncan. Wanderers put a cherry on the top. Here's Hersey. Burst through 2 challenges. He has been a live wire today. Only his finishing has been awry. This is Burns. Riston. Edwards. Gallas is saying, don't give it to me. Riston. Now he does find a little bit of energy from somewhere. Edwards. The dying embers of a season that began so promisingly for Perth has ended in huge disappointment. And no little rancour over in the West as well. was a home win, as most predicted. The Wanderers end their recent mini-slump in the A-League and return to second spot on the ladder. Perth now seemingly destined for what would be a first ever wooden spoon. 10 without a win now. Troubled times indeed in the West. Western Sydney far too good. Jerome Pollins set them on their way in the first half. They had chances before that really to get the advantage in the second half. Mark Bridge with the killer blow on the hour mark, and then sub Tommy Juric with his 7th of the season in the 78th minute, just to put the icing on the cake. But a very comfortable afternoon for Tony Popovic's team against a rather poor Perth Glory. Full-time scoreline at Pertex Stadium. Western Sydney Wanderers 3, Perth Glory 0.